I've been walking through this world half awake, looking for a face I've only seen when I'm dreaming. Everybody says soulmates are just stories that we make, but I swear I feel you out there somewhere breathing. I date these people trying to make it fit, but I'm measuring them all against someone I ain't even met. There's this ache inside my chest I can't explain, like I'm homesick for a place I've never been, like I'm mourning someone I've never held a claim, like I lost you before this life could even begin. And I know that sounds insane, I know it don't make sense, but I feel you like a memory from the future tense. If I never find you, will I survive, or will I spend forever chasing shadows in my mind? If I never find you, can I be complete, or are you the answer to this longing inside of me? What if you're real and we just miss our chance? What if we're in the same room and we never glance? What if I never find you at all? What if you never find me? My mama says I'm living in a fantasy that I've created perfect in my head, but how do I explain this certainty, this feeling that you're out there lying in your bed, staring at your ceiling just like me, wondering if I'm wondering about you, wondering about me. Maybe you're across an ocean I'll never cross, maybe you're in a city I'll never see, maybe we're separated by some cruel cosmic cost, or maybe you're closer than I think, babe. And tomorrow I'll turn a corner and there you'll be, and every lonely night will finally make sense to me. Sometimes I get scared that I've invented you, that you're just a coping mechanism for my loneliness, that I'm in love with someone who ain't true, just an idea I used to avoid the realness of the people right in front of me who try, but I can't love them fully, 'cause I'm saving myself for you. If I never find you, I don't know what I'll do. Can't imagine going through this life and it's not you. If I never find you, will this aching never stop? Or will I die still searching? Will my heart just give up? These questions haunt me every single day. What if you're looking for me in the same way? What if we never find each other at all? What if we do? But what if one morning I wake up and you're there? What if all this longing was a prayer? What if you've been feeling this too? What if I finally find you? Forever sounds like a lie people tell, like a word they use before they put you through hell. I've heard it whispered in the heat of passion, watched it disappear like it never happened. My father told my mother forever on their wedding day. 6 years later he forever walked away. So when you say it to me, I wanna believe, but I've got scar tissue where my faith used to be. I've seen forever turn to never real quick, seen promises crumble like they were never built tall. Something in your eyes makes me wanna try to believe in a word that's only ever been a lie. Choosing me when loving me hurts. It's staying when everything says go. It's fighting for us when I'm your enemy though. Forever is a choice you make each day, when the feeling fades and you stay anyway. Not fireworks and champagne, just steady ground. Forever staying when the magic runs out. That's what forever means to me now. I don't need you to promise me perfection. Don't need poetry about eternal affection. Just promise me that when I'm hard to love, you won't pack your bags and give up. But promise me that when we're bored and routine, you'll still choose this, choose me. Maybe forever ain't one big vow. Maybe it's 1,000 small forevers somehow. Every morning you roll over and decide to keep building this thing by my side. Not because it's easy or because it's fate, just because you choose to day after day after day. I've stopped believing in the Hollywood kind, where love conquers all, everything's fine. Real forever is messier than that. It's forgiving each other when we can't take it back. Seeing each other at our worst and staying anyway, even when it hurts. Forever ain't a fairy tale, it's truth. It's me still choosing you when we're both confused. It's unglamorous, it's plain, it's real. It's bandaging each other while we heal. Forever is the dailiness of love, when romance ain't enough. Not a destination, just the road. Forever's carrying each other's load. If you mean it like that, then I'm all in. Let's build forever from where we've been. So when it's built forever, here's what I hear. Today, tomorrow, and I'll still be here. When it's hard, when it's boring, when we've changed, forever means you love me just the same. That's the only forever I believe. The one we build, not the one we dream. there was space between us. I noticed it early on, the kind that doesn't announce itself, it just quietly expands. I felt the moment coming, and something could be said. I stayed where I was and let it pass instead. I knew what reaching meant and what it wouldn't change. I didn't reach, I didn't cross the line, I didn't try to close a distance that had already decided. You weren't waiting for my hand, you weren't asking me to stay. I didn't reach, I stepped away. I watched you gather momentum without looking back, not in a dramatic way, just steady, just intact. I understood the signal before it fully formed. Sometimes restraint is the clearest response. There's a difference between holding on and interfering. I didn't reach because I recognized the end. I didn't confuse instinct with needing to defend. I could have made it louder, I could have delayed the truth. I didn't reach, that was the proof. Later I questioned the choice, the part of me that stayed still. But I don't regret composure, I regret confusion less. You don't stop a departure by touching the sleeve, you just make it harder to leave. Sometimes distance isn't created, it's acknowledged. I didn't reach and nothing collapsed, nothing dramatic followed, nothing snapped. I didn't lose dignity, I didn't breach, I let it happen cleanly. I didn't reach. If anyone asks why, I'll say I understood before I was asked to react. We protected the routine, the appearance of calm. We protected the schedule, getting along. We protected the version that didn't ask much. We protected the surface by not going too far. Protection is selective, even when it's unconscious. What wasn't protected was acquired between us. What wasn't protected was saying enough. We guarded the structure, we guarded the pace, but we left the important parts uncovered in place. We protected efficiency, we protected control, we protected not needing more than we could hold. We avoided disruption, called it being mature. But neglect doesn't announce itself, it just waits. You don't notice exposure until something's gone. What wasn't protected was attention over time. What wasn't protected was the part that declined. We didn't break anything, we didn't neglect on purpose. We just protected everything else first. I assumed it was stable, 'cause it stayed intact. I didn't notice the erosion, there was nothing to react. We maintained functionality at the cost of care. By the time it mattered, there was nothing left there. Some things don't need damage to be lost. What wasn't protected didn't make a sound. It didn't ask for defense, it just stopped being around. We didn't fail dramatically, we didn't collapse. We just failed to protect what needed it most, what needed us. Looking back, nothing was taken, it was simply left unattended. Said things that weren't accurate, not wrong enough to stop. Small revisions of the past that I chose not to adjust. I knew where the truth been, I heard what you replaced. I let the details slide to keep the pace. Correcting you would have meant staying involved. I never corrected you. I let the version stand, not because it was honest, but because I understood the plan. You weren't asking to be challenged. You weren't checking what was true. You were already moving forward, so I never corrected you. You explained things efficiently, left nothing unresolved, except the parts that mattered, that we both chose not to solve. I noticed how the story changed each time it was retold. I stay consistent by staying out of it. Accuracy requires participation. I declined, I never corrected you. I didn't interrupt the frame. I didn't point out the distance between memory and blame. I wasn't protecting you, I was protecting myself. I never corrected you, and that was the help. I thought about stepping in, clarifying the record, but clarity would have implied there was still something left to rescue. You weren't confused, you were finished, and I respected that position. Sometimes silence is the cleanest form of consent. Corrected you, and nothing came undone. The story moved forward without needing me in it. I don't carry resentment, I don't need it revised. I never corrected you, and I recognize why. Some truths don't need defending, they just stop being shared.